Hey everybody, this is Dave. Actually, we are in Switzerland right now. My wife just went out and got something to eat, but I wanted to talk to you about something that I've been thinking about actually very, very recently. You know, we have friends that are Mormons that are really great people. They have good families, and and they bring up their families in a way where they go on missions. They have their sons or daughters traveling to different countries. If they have that opportunity, that's a good thing, I believe. And some of their sons or daughters might just go to, West Virginia, Carolinas, or whatever it may be. But they're really good people. And the thought that comes a lot with people, who are not Mormons, they basically go and they go, how can they believe in a faith that really, when you investigate, when you look into it, that you really know that it's false, that you can validate it, you could evaluate it, and many LDS people have a tendency to go by this feeling that they pray about it and they think that and feel that it's the right thing, right? And so they stick to it. Now, I've got to tell you that I have Mormon friends. Their children are really solid people. Many of them marry good, moral, ethical, people, and they continue this way. And I see it over and over and over. And then there are many that don't, and they have diverse lives. I call it celestial families, right? I might have said something about this in the past, but I want to make a point here because I think this is very, very, very interesting to think about what I'm going to say. Many people who maybe are involved in this really strong Mormon way of living, they hold on to this belief that we maintain this strong chain of ethical, cultural Mormon lifestyle, right? That the family is unified together, and they don't like when they see other people who might have left, and they don't think that their lives with other people who have left are as good as their lives. So a lot of times they don't even like to investigate. But what I do want to say is this. I do want to say that what I've come to realize is it usually takes a serious thing happening in a person's life to evaluate the Mormon culture. Now, I knew when I was younger, I had my brother trying to convince me that Joseph Smith was not a true prophet. And I would, my family, my kids, so we had a good life, and I was like, I don't want to even listen. I don't want to listen. I wasn't open to it, right? And I think what happens is the culture of Mormonism is so strong, right? It has such a tied unit, and they see themselves as if they're following the way the culture is, the theologies are, the actual way of living, right, in the Mormon culture. They see that as a good thing. And the parents want the children to be that way, and they bring up their children that way, hopefully that they'll go on. You might see that with Catholics, you might see that with born agains, you might see that with a lot of different, even with Islam, you're seeing that. But people want this sort of, they live that life, and they want their families to live that life. And I don't condemn that. I don't condemn that. But I believe in order to be open to seeing the truths about Mormonism, you have to have a willingness and an openness to evaluate. And I think many families who are living this sort of celestial, great moral life in their view, they see it strongly. They're unwilling to alter it. so that it could cause some serious problems in the future. So that culture binds them. That fact that they want their kids to be raised and live a good moral life and follow the way of the Mormon culture is really a part of how they see things. And you can't condemn them for that. I do believe, though, for people to try to teach more, Jesus or the Bible or another way of view, I think what happens is that it's really hard to break into teaching them because they're very unwilling. So those are some thoughts. How do you do it? You love them. And I know that I went through a lot. You respect them. Even though they believe something very different, it's just something that it takes time. It's a catalyst. It's a change that is going to have to happen in a family, Mormon family, for a man who's a Mormon or a woman who's a Mormon, that they've been open up to see something different, and they're willing to investigate. It takes a lot. It takes a certain type of person to do that. It really does, because many people don't like to be the link in the chain that breaks. And one of the things that I've noticed too, when you start talking to Mormons, a lot of times they talk about feelings. I go based on more of historical facts. I go based on, especially since I'm Eastern Orthodox now, going to the ancient way and seeing how that was put together, and I could evaluate it and test it and look at if it's real or not real, right? Mormonism is really based upon these feelings, these faiths that they have. They pray about it and they think that, hey, we're good. It's true. And so one of the things I do want to say is that Utah is one of the states in the nation that has really one of the most gullible people. They get greatly affected, losing a lot of money with putting money into something because they feel good about it. And a lot of these criminal minds come into Utah to try to take advantage of Mormons. But Mormons say, hey, I feel good about it, and they put their money up and they lose millions and millions. It happens many times. So again, that's the way of the Mormon mindset. They go based on feelings, and sometimes you might do historical facts, but honestly, I don't think it really makes that much difference because of this cultural thing. But anyway, this is just a tidbit of information, an idea that I think is important to think about, and something to if you want to minister to Mormons, think of a way that you could do it by becoming their friend and trying to love them more, and maybe give some little feedbacks, pointers about truth. And so they might want to think, but they don't want to open their minds a lot. I'm being honest with you guys. They don't want to open their minds, and they're apprehensive because they don't want to lose their beautiful way of life that they have. And I'm not saying it's bad, but that's the nature of the Mormon lifestyle. But anyway, God bless you guys. I'm in Switzerland right now, and we're having fun. My wife and I have been celebrating this trip for over a month. Going to Poland in about a week for 2 weeks. I'm half Italian and also half Polish. I've never been to Poland. I've been to Italy about 8 times, and been all over France and really enjoyed it. But God bless you. Have a great day. That's just a little insight of knowing what the Mormon culture is about. God bless. Bye-bye.